Greetings, brothers and sisters. How y'all doing? All glory to the kingdom, unto the Father, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua. Now, we got a lot to talk about today. Again, because, look at the times. Also, happy Day of Atonement. I ain't eating none today. It's over with. And I would hope y'all do the same. But anyway, before we get into the topic, or one of the many topics of today's video, I want y'all to watch this clip.
As explained in this video, thoughts and words, especially the vibration from them, are extremely powerful. When I say the vibration from words, I refer to the intention behind them. The intention is what will give power to your affirmations. For example, imagine two scenarios. In both scenarios, you will be affirming, "I am truly grateful for everything in my life." But on one case, you genuinely believe it, and on the other case, you actually can't feel it as being true. If you record both cases, there will definitely be a vibrational difference. So even though affirmations are extremely important, it's the feeling and intention behind them that will generate the vibrational power responsible for changing your body, mind, and spirit.
Now, you done probably heard a lot of people say on both sides of this walk that everything is energy and frequency. We're not going to get into all that. That's basic at this point. But, yeah. And, I've already had an intuitive knowing for a long time that the intent and meaning behind words had a lot of importance. But I'm just not recently finding out, about all, I guess you'd call it, science behind it, or... Because, real science is just the observation of Yah's creation. There's no wickedry involved. It's when niggas fell, the devil, you know how that go. On that note, though, for like a couple weeks, though, our Father's been leading me on quite the journey and learning what's really going on, how the world really works. Basically, how I've talked about before, like Masons and shit, they have like two basically education doctrines. The one they give us, but everything they taught you in school, which is 99% wrong, and then what they know, which is how the world really works. This channel right here talks about a lot of that. But look, and I'm not gonna lie, like the only video I really recommend, well, not really recommend, but the only video that I would say like you should really go watch is this one, because watch this video, bro. But make sure your discernment is on point, because look, they did this on purpose. They scattered all the truth to and fro, not only to make it hard to find, but to also make it so that when you do find truth somewhere, they try to like, maybe somebody can like try to paint you as a heretic or some shit, you feel me? Because some real truth is somewhere where it probably shouldn't be, or somewhere you shouldn't expect it to be. This is that case, because this nigga is a true new ager. Like, he be talking about Thoth, the emerald tablets, all that shit. So you really gotta discern. The only reason why I can just watch anything and gain information from it and filter out all the BS, because my sense of discernment is trained and sharpened to a knife's edge, you feel me? All glory to the Father. So make sure you're right before you start just, basically, if you a getting, don't try to jump in no S-rank missions. You feel me? No offense. I'm just saying. Now, in regards to this intentionally polarizing title, we all know that the world has been groomed for a long time for the return of their false-ass Messiah, because all these Zionists want is to take our place and replace the real King David with their King David, the Antichrist. And so this has been going on for a minute, and me with my spiritual eyes, and glory to the Father for guidance, I just really peeped exactly what was going on, and I was like, oh, wait. You feel me? So let's get into that. First off, yesterday, I believe, or was that 2 days ago, thousands of churches across the U.S. to gather for Repentance Sunday. Well, we already know the Sunday God ain't God, so let's see what's going down in these numbers. You already know about these quotations. And I played that clip I played at the beginning for a reason. Keep that in mind. Go back and watch it again if you need to. Go watch that whole video if you want to. But just keep that little clip in mind this entire time. So keep in mind, everything is energy and frequency. Numbers especially are quantum, energy and frequency. Emotions, feelings are energy and frequency. Intent, just like she said, the intent behind words matters. So she might as well just say the numbers behind words matters. Do you see what I'm trying to say? And yeah, we probably stick it with this format from now on because it just looks so much better. And then you can get rid of all the spam because, bro, they just be lying so much. You're just putting a whole bunch of bullshit in there, trying to hide the truth. It's more time consuming, but it's worth it, I say. Anyway, Repentance Sunday, 1,000 year. 1,000 year what? Millennial reign? That's what it sounds like. Code for reptilian shapeshifters. What code? You mean alphanumeric veil? Possibly. See, it's all connected. Xi Jinping, the nigga who run China, last President Trump, all these damn puppets. And I'm understanding now it's not like, yeah, niggas be orchestrating a lot of this shit, but this shit is bigger than just like people doing this. This is literally just like gematria is just the energy behind things. So like it makes sense why these two niggas is popping up because this is their side. You know, they're heavily involved with this shit. So even if they weren't intentionally coded into this, the energy from them is still there. You feel me? Repentance Sunday again, different cipher. Stock market crash, bingo, divine twin flames. And how long have we been talking about divine twin flames? How long is Jaheim been talking about divine twin flames? How long has every Hebrew who's on this level of truth been talking about divine twin flames, bro? It's time to set our people free. And again, talking about here comes that white boy. Great jig in the sky. You remember what's that shit called? Project Bluebeam. They've been talking for the longest time about how they might try to fake an alien invasion or fake a second coming, something like that. And hey, bro, I'm just waiting to see how they gonna try to pull this shit off because I already know, you already know what's about to happen. They're in denial. Like, they don't really get that it's not like there are no more chances after this. They don't really get that. Next, Jonathan Cain. I believe he's some sort of rabbi dressed in all black like a stand-up citizen of the kingdom. Jonathan Cain, or whatever, delivers powerful and sobering prophetic message to trumpet the return. The return of who? Let's see. The return of Yahuwah, the Jedi, the sea of blessings, Ruach, celestial water, crystal water shall rain down. And see, they play both sides. They talking to us, and they just being devils. You know, yeah, he's been talking about this for a long time. They're crazy because they acting like they acting like they don't know which side's gonna win, so they're taking after their father and being two-faced, which gets you absolutely nowhere. Because if you look up what they call it, the rice experiment, where you take 3 jars of rice and you basically speak different emotions into them, different intentions and frequencies, like it was just talking about with that clip earlier. Into the rice, you speak positive things to one, speak hateful things to the other, and don't say anything to the third one. The positive one gonna look good. The hateful one gonna start to like mold. But the one that you don't say anything to looks by far the worst. So even if you speak hate to the rice, it'll come out looking far, far, far better than the rice you say nothing to. Just look up examples. And I found that shit to be like fascinating. And so I said that just now to make a point. It's like, okay, well, if you're being good and evil, dog, that shit's worse than just plain being evil. Like, which is why if you know, the lake of fire is only reserved for like the wicked of the wicked, like the super, super wicked, like the fallen angels themselves. You know, a lot of the like the super diabolical type niggas, bro. Like a lot of like quote unquote evil people, they just straight up getting killed, like, you know, because our Father is merciful. And them having their souls deleted and them just being gone is enough. But for a lot more extremely wicked entities and people and deities, whatever these niggas want to call them, I don't refer to them as deities. Yeah, that's a quick death is much too lenient. You feel me? And I put constellations at the bottom because our story is in the stars, man. For real. Like, it's been up there the whole time. I shout this lioness out all the time for a reason. I'm telling you, it's a dog. Like, if you really want to know, she gonna let you know. Next up, now I'm not gonna lie, this is the article I saw that really kind of like alerted me and made me want to make this video. It makes me realize like, oh shit, it's getting real. As you can see, if you read the damn caption at the bottom, we got the return again. So obviously that's a hot phrase. But off rip, there's so many things wrong with this. So automatically, we're in Washington, D.C. And if you know anything about Washington, D.C., you already know it. The whole shit got the pentagram, the damn construction, and all that. We already know about the White House, all that. See the obelisk, which is supposed to be, I can't even believe I'm going to say this shit. Phallic worship of deities. This shit is just ridiculous, bro. Absolutely ridiculous. Phallic worship of deities, and it's reflecting over the water, as above, so below, which is, Satan trying to bring the heavenly kingdom to earth. And also, it's just the fallen angels mixing with the daughters of men. Same shit, as above, so below. Because, that's what they want. That's the iron and clay mixture and all that. All that meta-human, cyborg, iron and clay. But anyway, so we got all these people in front of this straight-up obelisk, which is a pagan, satanic monument. So automatically Yahuwah is out of the question, out of the picture. And we got all these people praying. On Saturday, no less. This is the 26th, not the 27th. In front of these pagan ass obelisks. Here we got some more obvious ones that got hieroglyphs and symbols carved all over them. So we know they're not praying to Yahuwah, even though they should be because it's Saturday. This shit is so disrespectful. So who are they praying to? We know who the false image of Jesus is in real life, but who's the deity behind it? Quote unquote deity. Who's the entity that's masking himself as our savior? This is him. His name is Marduk. You may have heard of him before. Now this is Lucifer. This is him. Because you have to realize Sumeria, that's where all this shit started. So the Sumerian gods, those are the original fallen angels. So Marduk, Ea, Gaga, yes, Gaga, Lady Gaga, yes. This is the world we live in. That's them. So they're the ones that set up all these pantheons and shit and all these false fake images of themselves because it gives them power. That's why in the damn stories about the gods of Olympus, they say that their power comes from the prayer because praying is a form of sending energy to somebody. Because you have to think, these are former fallen angels of the Most High, so they're disconnected from their power source. So obviously they have to get their power from somewhere. So they did it by tricking the masses. And I've explained this in videos before. If you got a whole nation over here praising you as Zeus, a whole other nation over here praising you as Odin or some shit, a whole nother other nation over here praising you as Shiva or fucking Brahma, whatever the hell, that's so much energy, and it's still not gonna matter. And as far as the fall, I mean, you gotta think, because these niggas wasn't right to begin with. So let's say you in school, the teacher is Yahuwah, and everybody respects the teacher, everybody loves the teacher, he has all the authority, but you don't like him, you want to be the teacher. So you get sent down to watch over humanity. You see an opportunity to basically tell them things. So it's like another preschooler or something. It's like a new preschooler or a new student asking another student to basically show them the ropes of the school. And it's like that student who was asked to explain to the new student instead of giving honor and homage to the teacher and explaining how everything that this student is about to explain to the new student is because of the teacher. Niggas like, fuck that. I want to be the teacher. You gonna look at me like I taught you everything you know. So obviously they can't tell the truth because then that would expose that they're not shit. Which is where you get that whole the whole idea of all these different creation stories and such. You have to remember they convolute on purpose really for a couple reasons. I'm gonna name three. One, to make fun of you. Two, to make things unnecessarily complicated. And three, because it's like an inversion. They're inverted, remember? And actually four. I'm gonna name it four. When they can't create, they can only distort. They lost the ability to create once they fell. Because creativity is divine. How on earth would Yahuwah create the world and the universe with no creativity? You feel me? So, and I say it's inverted because like everything Yahuwah does in the kingdom, like everything he does is like absolute simplicity. It's simple, and not that it's simple, but it's like the fact that like the Fibonacci sequence or something, or like the spirals and how you see them in everything. It's like it's the fact that something so large and complex can have all these like uniform aspects run through them and have the whole basically concept be simple to grasp through him is beautiful. And then on the other hand, you got these niggas. You want to talk about the original Sumerian story they came up with? All planets running around doing this, that, and third. You want to talk about Japan? Oh, goddamn, he washed his eye. His eye became Izanagi, this guy. Or Zeus, Athena came out my forehead. They just say dumb shit. Alright, they say dumb shit. Because, how can I explain this? Like, because I kind of understand how these niggas think for obvious reasons, but it's like you can't really look at it from like a man-to-man perspective. You kind of gotta like put yourself in the shoes of basically a superpowered tyrant who's looking at a bunch of basically like toddlers to them. So like, let's say you was like in a daycare or something, and the kids like the daycare just the way it is. They don't want anything to change about it. And the teacher or like the owner of the daycare is away. But you want to change the daycare, right? And make it in your own image. So you come up with some elaborate story about a damn monster outside for the kids to go chase. Meanwhile, you busy remodeling the daycare. And then when they come back, some probably gonna like it. And some might not like it at first, but then you convince them or show them something they might like that's new, and they'll probably like it then. And then if they don't like it and they want to go back the old way, because you're a tyrannical, narcissistic, selfish psychopath, you just knock them off or make an example out of them. But the smart ones get up out of there and go back to their teacher, and they gonna come back later and tear that whole shit down. All praises. But anyway, I'm tired of talking about this nigga. I'm tired of looking at this nigga, so let's move on. Grocers begin to stockpile and build pandemic pallets to prepare for a winter surge of COVID cases. And y'all already know this whole COVID shit is just the pure psyop. They lie about this shit so much that nobody even take it serious no more, for real. Pandemic pallets. God, it's ISIS now. What they talking about ISIS for? Because these niggas need help from everywhere they can get. Because of why the fire spirit, baptism of fire is coming. God is in the blood. It's running through my blood. Yours too, most likely. Man, that's why they got that CERN shit. That CERN shit trying to pop off. Niggas need help. Pandemic patterns, grand prophecy. Indeed it is. Hurricane Laura. See, it all connects. Something funny. One of my damn managers at work named Laura. And what are they doing? They're communicating. Telling each other, most likely. Brace yourself. For what? Brace yourself for who? Who's on the way, man? What's coming down? Purple rain? You tell me. Let's see what this idiot really said. Because remember, this double talk shit comes straight from Nimrod. He used to do this shit all the time. And now remember that clip Now that you understand how this shit works a little bit more, you can see just how devilish this shit really is. Cause for example, on the Gematrix homepage, we can see that the gematria for hello is also equal to devil. And so knowing what we know from that little clip, the intent and the feeling and emotion behind when you say hello can have two diametrically opposed meanings. So you see, this shit is not a game. But let's see. We turn our hearts to our Lord and Savior. I know darn well Satan is trying to scapegoat me. Now, scapegoat is basically like somebody who takes the blame for everything. And that ain't Donald Trump. I don't know what is. There is no other way to the Father except through the Son. Remember, they play both sides. This is the secret that Freemason is hidden, twisted of yin yang. Yin and yang, duality, as above, so below, mixed the light with the dark. That's all they care about. They like things the way they are. Fucked up. They want it to stay that way. We turn our hearts to our Lord and Savior. Enjoy the game, USA. Our country is doing great. They're playing them like a fiddle. And they're none the wiser. There are so much more important things to do. Meanwhile, niggas still talking about basketball games and shit. Like any of that matters. And I'm not talking about just like talking about the basketball game or commenting on it. I'm talking about niggas still really invested in like these worldly things. Like any of this shit matters. Looking at what's going on around the world, I don't know how any of these niggas is getting complacent, but that's beyond me. Gematria reveals the true mechanism of existence. Yeah, we was just talking about that earlier. This ain't really, you can't really put like a constant on this. It's just the energy behind stuff. That's why this shit works the way it does. Some other stuff that popped up I ain't had space for. Apocalypse Warriors, Chosen of the Trinity, the real one. You see all that bull. One dark, sticky ass web. Plain and simple. But yeah, I actually put this part in that we finna get into, and after I had already like put together the rest, because you know that's how the spirit be working. But anyway, we're gonna talk about new Supreme Court Justice. As we know, Ruth Bader, or RBG as I like to call her, recently got up out of here. So let's see what's up with the new one, because you already know. And also, if you knew, on the off chance you knew, and for whatever ungodly reason you still want to have faith in the leaders of this world, look at this nigga on the far right and just honestly tell me with 100% no doubt in your heart that you would trust this nigga with anything or anyone that you care about. Amy Coney Barrett, New World Order Freemason, well damn. Jesus fake Christ, well damn. That's the point of this video. We can connect it back to two more psyops. One old, one recent. Paul Walker, well damn. Justice for George, well double damn. You see these niggas are... we gotta say, hey Israel, Yasharah, we got a lot of work to do. Amy Coney Barrett, Cosmic Serpent God, also known as the false god of Demiurge, Yaldabaoth, Samael, whatever you want to call him. Back in Lemuria, they worshipped him as the one who created everything, seven-headed serpent. Whole lot of bullshit. And again, set my people free. We actually saw this exact same number in this exact same cipher earlier. 1984, 1984, George Orwell, and on the seventh day, blasphemy. Why not? And I don't know who Jimmy is, but look at the rest of this shit. Like, you know what's up. And you know the only reason Amy Coney Barrett is popping up is because Ruth Bader Ginsburg died. So let's see what's popping. ACB replaced RBG. Eagle Rising, mount up on wings as eagles. Break the code. The original gene. Redeem the time. Same thing. Lockdown. Son of Man. Beetlejuice. Alien attack. And the only way I be figuring this shit out is through the Ruach Agodash. In the name of Yahushua, my Father, like this. Because, bro, you have to realize this is how they literally keep power. So, like, the ability to see through this stuff is literally a superpower, cuz. Straight heaven-sent gift. I don't take no credit for this. Running through once more with their full names. Amy Coney Barrett replaced Ruth Bader Ginsburg. 72. There are 72 demons in the Goetia. Also 72 false-ass archangels that these so-called witches and warlocks and these new age practitioners call upon all the time, which are not us. They're not us. They're not us. 12 tribes of Israel. Not gonna lie, when I saw that, I said, whoa, out loud. Please understand what the numbers means. And David, the great and powerful. And David means beloved, by the way. Beloved. Top one cut off some, but it's still Amy Coney Barrett. We transition into the divine law of abundance. Come on, G. Doppelganger twins created from alien abduction. What did I just say about them 72 about them 72 false ass angels? Spiritually guided life force energy from God. I was just pretty much talking about that too. And you will be seeing unusual accomplishment. Oh yeah, Yasharala going, bro. We gon' bruise that head. We gonna crush that head, man. The head finna get crushed. And if you really need another wake-up call as to what time it is, this headline is about the Chinese modifying the Bible. A communist textbook that's being used in Chinese school falsifies the biblical account found in John 8:3-11. The textbook claims that Jesus murdered the woman who was found in adultery and said he too was a sinner. The crowd wanted to stone a woman to death as per the law, but Jesus said, let the one who has never sinned throw the first stone. Hearing this, they slipped away one by one. When the crowd disappeared, Jesus stoned the sinner to death, saying, I too am a sinner. But if the law could only be executed by men without blemish, the law would be dead. Now, that is, without a doubt, hands down, 100% the dumbest shit I have ever read in my entire life. And they feel like they can get away with that. So, yeah, this world ain't too much longer for nothing. But, yeah, man, it's going down. As far as me, I gotta be honest with you, bruh. Niggas' lives done turned into, basically like the first stretch of Percy Jackson. Obviously not literally. For one, I don't live in New York. But I'm talking in terms of like how in the beginning of the damn book, basically it's like leading up to him finding out who he really is. And, you know, because his adventure in the book doesn't really start until they take the school field trip. And then his teacher pulls him aside. And it turns out his teacher was a harpy the whole time. She tries to kill him and shit. But, bruh, basically my father ain't holding nothing back no more, bruh. It's like every single day that passes is just... It's like, bro. This is a comment that popped up on my last video. I think this is my last video. But yeah, Ray Heard is right. I've been saying this for a long time, but I just felt like putting this up here just cause shit. Somebody else said it. Yeah, Ray Heard right. Look at some shit before we end it. Marlon Cloud Jr. can destroy Demon C. And I was wondering for a long time why whenever I put this C in with stuff that has to do with me, it always seems to just break everything up. And I thought, well, nigga, it's your last initial, so that makes sense. Anyway, Marlon Cloud Jr. can destroy Demon C. Sent true prophet of God, the end is coming. The Messiah, anointed true prophet of God. I'm obviously not the Messiah, you know. We're just trying to say we all serve Yahusha. Light at the end of the tunnel, American prophet rising up from the ashes. Well, hey, that sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Next up, Marlon Jermaine Cloud Jr. is half angel, half human seed. The exact same thing. And now I ain't out here to prove nothing to nobody. Because I feel it. I can feel it throwing through my veins. And once niggas get to praying, meditating, training, whatever, look, it's a wrap. So if it's they who have eyes to see, let them see. They who have ears to hear, let them hear. If not, kick rocks, kid. Typed it in over here, that bit vibrated. Same numbers in two different ciphers. I don't think that shit happened one time this whole video. And then Marlon Cloud Jr. is half angel, half human seed. About my middle name this time, 222. Now, I know exactly what this 222 means. I'm not finna get into detail with it because only me and Abba know what this number means. So, like, even if I really wanted to explain it, it would take way too long. I'll throw a couple examples in here just so I can, like, get some kind of idea of what this 222 means. But, you know, I've already known this to be true for a long time because a lot of things. But, you know, half is a lot, and the human side of me was still like, nigga, you wildin'. But I'm not gonna lie, when I seen this 222 pop up, because again, only me and Abba know, like, I literally, it's impossible for me to try to explain to you how, like, this number correlates to me and who I really am. Basically, when I seen this, that really sealed the deal, cuz. See, first off, Ahava versus Astaroth, which is a dead man. 2022. And I'm only gonna show 3 examples because, bro, there's so many times this number has popped up with me. Captain Azrael the Reaper with this code that I found, which is, I found this code the same way I found C in the mid-hand by 2 entries, and then I put it to the test, and I was like, what the Anyway, 2201, 0 is a placeholder, so you know how numbers work. That could be 222 as well. Even if it wasn't, the shit pop up explicitly on the page. And as far as Azrael, I have 3 names, as far as I know. Ahava is my real name, which means to give unconditional love, because that's like what I am, Archangel of Unconditional Love, among other things. And there's Raphael, which is more like a title, but it's still kind of also my name. Because you got to realize, like, Aphrodite or Venus, like the goddess of love and war, is based off of me. And I have plenty of evidence to show you, but I don't really care because I'm not proving nothing to nobody. But it makes sense because it's in my name. All right? It's in my names. So we got Ahava, that's unconditional love. Then Raphael in English means he who God heals. But if you look at my name in Aramaic, okay, Ra, that means to destroy. Pa means face. And then El, you know, God. Or like of God, something like that. You know, an angel. So like, okay, if you remember how the Hebrew language works, nothing really has a specific definition. So Raphael, in this context, we got to destroy, the face, and then an angel. So what does that sound like? Like, what does that sound like? Telling you, I be going crazy. That whole concept of lawful good, neutral good, and chaotic good, that shit comes from somewhere. That shit comes from somewhere, cuz. See if you can figure out which one I am. As far as Azrael, that's another, like, it's name, title, whatever. It means he who God helps. And I guess I should tell this little story, because this is actually, like, really how I found out who I really was. And it's crazy because this shit, bro, has been going on for years. So, rewind back to, like, 2013, 2014. There's this fighting game tournament. Oh, my God. I'm not re-recording this part. There's this fighting game tournament called Evo, right? Basically, it's like the biggest fighting game tournament in the world. Not so much right now because they got a lot going on, but back then it was popping. And there was this game called Blaze Blue Chrono Phantasma, and I remember I was a huge fighting game fan, bro. I like, this was school days. I was waking up early to watch this shit. Like, I was on this, and it was finals. And so the finals are between these 2 niggas, and one dude was using a character named Azrael. And I was just really drawn to him, just the way he acted, the way he looked, his moves. The nigga was hype, and he was strong as shit. I was like, yo, this nigga cool. This nigga cool as hell. So, and he lingered with me even after the damn, the tournament had ended. Bro, who was playing Azrael, actually lost to some girl named Lai Chi Fei Ling. It's a weird-ass game, but, all them games is based off 144 anyway. Shit like Power Rangers and stuff, that's all that's about. All that's about is us. Nothing else. But yeah, I like this nigga so much that I ended up looking up his name a couple years later, and I was like, oh, it's an angel. Because this was when I found that out, niggas was in more truth than I was back then. So from that point on, I started naming every, like, if I was like, because I used to play games a lot more. I still do sometimes, but not as much as I used to. Whenever I had a chance to name my character, I would name him Azrael, because back then I had like a feeling that name has something to do with me, and it did. Then when fast forward a little bit, I figured out more like how our language should work, and I was like, okay, Azariah probably doesn't sound too right, so I started putting Azariah instead. So Azariah, I started naming every character Azariah, and I still got characters named that to this day. And so how it happened was fast forward to 2020, a couple months ago, month of my birthday, April. About 2 weeks after my father passed away on April Fool's, 6 days before my birthday. About 2 or 3 weeks after that, I was at work listening to a story from this channel that explains like Bible legends, called Bible Legends Explained or some shit like that. And he was talking about Raphael. It was a video about Archangel Raphael. So I was watching the video because at that point I already had like suspicions that that's who I was. But I was still in this weird wishy-washy phase, halfway believing, but halfway trying to disprove myself because I was skeptical, you feel me? But anyway, I was at work letting this video play. It was over there on the table across from me. I couldn't even see my phone because it was mostly just like a podcast type shit. Like what was really on the screen wasn't too important. It was what he was saying. So I was listening. And he was talking about how in the story, the Archangel Raphael was accompanying Tobit along a journey to go handle some business. And when Raphael introduces himself to Tobit in disguise, obviously, he says his name is Azariah. And when I heard that, and the nigga who said it had a British accent, so it's Azarias, which is still pretty much the same. But when he said it, it sounded like he just said Azariah, because, you know, he's British, so it sounded like he said Azariah. So I was like, I paused. I was vibing off the table. I paused and looked up. I was like, swear. Long story short, niggas started doing what you probably know me for doing now, and here we are. It's, at this point, it will be leaps and bounds harder to disprove myself than to prove myself. And I know to some, maybe even a lot of y'all, definitely a few of y'all, this ain't nothing new. Definitely a few of y'all, this ain't nothing new. But to those who may be like find this shit hard to believe, which I understand, dog, this is nothing new. Like as stated in this video, there's a whole subgenre of novels, not even a whole subgenre, there's a whole genre of novels about Nephilim. Like, but this is the left hand side. This is like the evil side, of fallen angels. We're like the Jedi, these are the Sith. You feel me? That's the same concepts.
And so, you know, in that book, there's human angelic romantic relationships. Second example, we'll look at a book called The Fire Within from the Nephilim book series, part 2. And here we read, when private detective Elizabeth Rand witnesses a murder in the snow, she's in for the case of her life. Mysterious creatures are killing people, and soon she's hired to look into one of the deaths. That means working with one of the city's sexiest detectives, Dante Zuko. As a Nephilim, the offspring of a human and an angel, Dante's been hunting the demons known as Shemyaza for years, and Beth's case stinks of one. But while he can see the Shem's miasma, she can't, and she refuses to believe she's in over her head. As infuriating as she is, he can't stay away. If she died, she'd take a piece of his heart with her. Dante's too loud, too brash, too everything, but Beth can't resist him, and that might be a deadly problem. Dante's got a sense that the Shem are out for his blood, literally, and that means anyone he cares about is in danger. If the Shem realize they can kill Beth to hurt him, it'll take all the inner fire he's got to keep her safe. So this book, I mean, just from the synopsis, you can see there is a great deal of biblical references going on. So first off, you have the woman, the female protagonist, who is in love with an Nephilim. It says he's the offspring of a human and an angel. And you can see his name is Dante, which seems to very clearly be a reference to the poet and writer Dante Inferno, who of course wrote about fallen angels, living in hell, the devil, that entire account. And notice that Dante is heroic. He's this loud, brash, heroic guy who of course is very sexy and appealing, but at the same time, he can sense demons. He has an ability to sense demons. So immediately it's separating and casting the Nephilim character.
Yeah, man, this shit ain't nothing new. As you can see, he was finna talk about how they just twist the Nephilim to be the good guys. They basically put the Nephilim in our position. The Nephilim, if only they were like that, there'd be a lot less problems in the damn world. But and you see again, they be using the same codes. I told you it's all connected. The nigga's name is Dante Zuko. Okay, we can name Dante from Dante's Inferno, Dante from Devil May Cry, which we're gonna talk about that in a minute. And Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender, the one-eye symbolism. He evil, starts off evil, then ends up joining them, and that shit becomes pretty much instrumental in the shit. So you see how this goes? And there's a reason I got Luffy up on the screen, man. I can show you some numbers regarding this nigga and me that'll probably blow your mind. But the whole loud and brass thing, like, I be thinking about it, like, dog, now, especially when I was a kid, I had really forgot because niggas had been going through so much for so long. But when I was a kid, bro, niggas was rude. Rude, not like rude on purpose, but just like brash, unfiltered. Like, I just said anything, cause I was like, I just remember everybody was always like, why? Like, I just seemed so much smarter for my age. I was always interested in things, talking about things and understanding things I shouldn't have been. And it's just like, think about it, bro. Like, it just all makes sense. It's all too perfect. It's my father's plan. As far as the description she gave, I mean, she said, what, the nigga attractive, loud, confident, brash, and can sense demons and uses his power for good, half angel. He's an offspring of an angel, so he's half angel, half human that way. I ain't no offspring and no father and ass angel, you know. I would put this soul down through this royal bloodline, came out through my mother's womb. That's how I got my half. But as far as the description, I mean, shit. You know, I seen the gematria entry pop up that said confidently stating facts is not arrogant. You know, I must wholeheartedly agree. Towards the end, though, Martin, this shit tripped me out. This has got to be my favorite screenshot I've ever took. And, bro, I have literally close to probably, like, definitely over 500, probably closer to 1,000, like, just pieces of evidence, like, supporting my shit, bro. It's ridiculous. Like, literally. I'm not exaggerating. It's ridiculous. But yeah, Martin Cloud Jr. can destroy demons. No seed, no nothing. No nothing. I am in need of nothing. I cleave unto my Lord. The devil will cry. Not may cry. He will cry. So I can overpower him. Devil will cry. Bro, that is the fiest shit ever. Because me, my cousins, my uncles, niggas have been on Devil May Cry since I was a jit. I know this now. Every single game that I like has something to do with me, bro. Fallout New Vegas, my number one favorite game of all time, pops up in my numbers. We done talked about Zelda. We done talked about Street Fighter and shit. Now Devil May Cry. One of the only memories I can remember from my like early real childhood is playing Devil May Cry 3 on PS2 and not being able to get past the Grim Reaper nigga. I literally had Devil May Cry 3 on my PS3 right now. When I had the Xbox 360, I had the new Devil May Cry. And the whole Devil May Cry series is about Nephilim fighting demons. The original, their names are Dante and Virgil, so you know, twin flames, same shit. Dante and Virgil. In the original game, they're sons of Sparta, which is supposed to be a good demon. And they're half demon, half human in the original game. In the reboot, he's half demon, half angel, which is just completely left some other shit. And in the new one, DMC5, with it, which has Dante, Virgil, and Nero, which is Virgil's son. I think they're all just half demon, half human. So those are our enemies. Those are the type of niggas that I get to fight. And judging off the shit I've been doing recently, it's not gonna take too much longer for that to come to fruition. This is a little synopsis of the series, though, if you've never, ever heard of it in your life. Dog, replace his mother's murder with his father's murder, because I know who killed my father. My dad. And it ain't too much different besides the names and the fact that I'm real. It's crazy though. After I got finished cropping and cutting the clip I'm finna end this video with, look what it ended up look what it ended on. Or look what the time ended up coming out to. I promise I ain't do that on purpose. I promise you. Cause I be trying to cut videos to end at 444, 312, shit like that sometimes. You know, I be doing it on purpose sometimes when I see the chance. I ain't do this one on purpose. I promise you I didn't. Anyway, all praises unto the kingdom. In the name of Yahushua and the Father Yahuwah. And hey, look, it's game time.
Go on, release everything! Remember all the pain he's caused, the people he's hurt. Now make that your power! Say goodbye! Now's your chance!
So hurry up so you can be gone. Because I don't want you nowhere around all this confusion is getting ready to go down. It's getting ready to be bad.
You about to snap out?
It's about to be real bad.